Suspended Anders Limpar did most of the damage, forcing his way through to put them in front after 14 minutes. And it was the big striker who set up Arsenal's second, storming down the right wing, putting over a great cross. Alan Smith meeting it perfectly. That's number 6 of the season for Smith. Arsenal's third started and finished with Michael Thomas, but again Campbell involved in it. The 1-2 and Thomas cracking a goal past Perry Sackling. The Gunners on song and Thomas celebrating in style. Paul Merson, who made his England debut in midweek, was bang in form. His intelligent run leaving John Humphreys trailing. Campbell is invited to make it 4 at the far post. Five minutes from the end and Palace get a consolation. Mark Wright put in the clear, forcing his way past Tony Adams. The shot beating David Seaman. George Graham's side, though, back in the goals and back on course. 5 more for Arsenal on the back of their impressive midweek European Cup win. Sheffield United behind after only 12 minutes. Alan Smith rattling home his 6th goal in 3 games at the near post. Two minutes later, and the Gunners made it 2-0. Some confusion in that United box. Mike Lake is adjudged to have handled the ball. Lee Dixon, who missed from the spot in midweek, getting it right this time. Arsenal's third came in the 25th minute. Nigel Winterburn starting it all off. Here's long ball finding Groves. His finish surprising everybody. It was 4 before half-time. Good probing run from Groves on this right-hand side. David Rocastle unmarked, aided by the deflection. Not much going United's way. It was a little better in the second half. Ian Bryson taking a leaf out of Groves' book. Good running. Seaman blocks the shot. Tony Agana squeezes the rebound in from a really tight angle. Kevin Campbell restored the 4-goal cushion in the 66th minute. Michael Thomas lofting the ball forward. Campbell's clinical finish. Into the last minute now, and another consolation for United. David Seaman won't be too pleased with his part in the goal. Clive Mendonca scores for United.
Striker Ian Wright. Today, as he joined his new club, he spoke exclusively to Michael Whale.
Ian Wright was the star of Crystal Palace's cup final appearance against Manchester United last year, so it came as a shock to soccer when last night Palace sold him to Arsenal for £2.5 million. Although obviously not so much to Gunners manager George Graham.
Probably surprised a few people, but I've always actually said that I would buy players when the right type of players become available. Ian Wright became available, and I thought it'd be a fantastic acquisition to the squad, and another good player joining us.
Amazingly, Arsenal's latest star signing only played Sunday football until the ripe old soccer age of 21.
I was playing for a Sunday side, 10MB. And, Tony Davis, the manager at the time, he recommended me to Palace. They gave me a 2-week trial. And that was it.
Did you think you'd ever become a professional footballer? Because that's quite late in life,
Yeah.
isn't it, these days?
There was times when I was about 19, I had trials at Brighton where I thought I'd done well enough to get in. I was thinking when I didn't get in, I don't think I'm going to make it, but I just kept playing Sunday morning and, just kept digging away and just something came up, really.
After a Channel 4 documentary about black players and managers, Crystal Palace's owner, Ron Knowles, was branded a racist, and the team's form seemed to take a dive.
I don't think it was much trouble. I think it was the press, really, what slaughtered the chairman. He said something, they interviewed him about black players becoming managers, and I think what he said, they didn't put it you know, all the way through the interview, and it seemed like he was saying bad things. But you know, I've seen the script, and you know, I stick wholly by him. You know, it was an unfortunate episode for the club, very unfortunate.
But what really made George Graham pay £2.5 million for Ian Wright?
Very dangerous, very quick, aggressive. He's come into the game late because he came from non-league. So really he's got that lovely, what I call that lovely appetite that I look for in players, that desire. It's one of my favourite words. And he seems to show that when he plays. He wants to score goals. He gets in where people hurts, and he doesn't mind the physical aspect of the game as well. I think he's going to be a big asset for the club.